Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in this episode of The Hypnotist, you'll be listening to a hypnosis session created for a lady that was looking to lose weight, looking to get lean and strong, but also found that she wasn't prioritizing it, that it was difficult for her to make time to lose the weight or to do the kind of things that would get her body lean and strong. Now, it's completely understandable if you've got many kind of, let's say, challenging things happening in her life to prioritize what's urgent and not necessarily what's important. You know, that's the nature of life. So what you're going to hear in this hypnosis session is a reframe. Rather than looking at getting lean and strong as something that you have to set time aside to do, more looking at it through the lens of if you had the challenge of, let's say, spending 50,000 calories in the quickest way possible, how would you do that? And as I was speaking with her, I could see that the energy attached to this idea of getting lean and strong was something that it felt like she should do rather than she had that kind of energy for. And it reminded me of a movie from the 1980s called Brewster's Millions. And in this movie, the Eddie Murphy character has, I think it's like 3 months or so to spend a certain amount of money. And two rich people are betting on whether or not he can actually spend all that money in sufficient time. And normally people try and save money, or if they spend money, they do it on pleasurable things. But it's not normally a challenge of having to spend money. And when I framed it to her as, well, can you imagine if you were on a game show and you had a time frame and you had to use up 50,000 calories in the quickest way possible, you would probably think of all these different ways of being able to do it, you know, so kind of being active while you're doing other things, going for more walks, always taking the stairs rather than taking an escalator or an elevator. So in that mindset of, if you looked at it as a game, as a competition, would that give a different thought process, a different resourceful state, a different energy? And I could tell from her body language that in her, that appealed to her. She was clearly very resourceful, but also quite competitive. So this idea of, you know, having energy to spend rather than this problem of losing body fat was a whole different way of looking at it. The number 50,000 calories came from us working out the weight that she was at her leanest and strongest compared to her current weight, and then figuring out roughly how many kilos of body fat that was, and then saying, well, if there's 7,700 calories in a kilo of body fat, it meant that for her and her body shape, she had about 50,000 calories to spend. And if she used up that 50,000 calories, then she would, by definition, be leaner and stronger because she wouldn't be carrying that body fat. And there was two key suggestions that you'll hear in this hypnosis session, that she can chip away at that 50,000 calorie goal, either by doing exercise, which is the obvious sense, but also by making choices not to eat certain foods that she would normally eat. So if you imagine, you know, kind of a slice of bread is around about 100 calories. So yes, you could do 10 minutes of cardio to burn 100 calories, but simply not eating the bread would also feel like it's chipping away 100 calories from that 50,000 target. This is obviously useful for her because of she's quite a competitive person. But if you're listening to this and thinking, well, I'm not sure if that would work for you in your individual circumstances, but you still like the idea of changing how you think about losing weight, there will be a link nearby where you can select and click a 30-minute consultation call with me, and I can explore how I would work with you as an individual one-on-one based on your circumstances and how you think, and getting you in that resourceful state. But for now, find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in a resourceful feeling of relaxation. And as you exhale, just allow your eyelids to close. And as they close, just get a sense that even more tension is leaving your body. Breathing in and breathing out, and noticing that with each and every breath, you're breathing in a resourceful feeling of relaxation. And as you exhale, just get a sense that more and more of that tension is leaving your body, enabling you to go deeper and deeper, relaxed now. Eyelids getting heavier. Release any tension around the jaw, the neck. I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine a futuristic gym. I want you to imagine the equipment being state of the art. It's completely empty. I want you to imagine that attached to this gym is a very stylish kitchen. And I want you to look around this gym. There's things for lifting weights, all the different cardio machines, a CrossFit station. You can do your chin-ups, your pull-ups. There's a stretching area. And then explore the kitchen, the fridge, all the different foods in there. I want you to get a sense that in this kitchen is every possible food that exists. Your starchy carbs, your lean proteins, fruits and vegetables, but also processed foods. Just as the gym caters for everything, so does the kitchen. I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine there is an area of this gym that has a relaxing massage chair in front of a large flat screen TV. Make yourself comfortable on this massage chair. Perhaps imagine the sensation of the massage chair slowly massaging different parts of your body, enabling you to go deeper and deeper, relaxed. Notice that your breathing is getting deeper, breathing in more, exhaling more, just getting a sense that you're going deeper and deeper, relaxed. As your body relaxes, notice your arms and legs are getting limp and loose and heavy. You're breathing more from your diaphragm rather than your chest. Just imagine what it would be like to relax so much on that chair that you fall asleep into a nap. The kind of nap where you could vividly dream, and I want you to imagine that in that dream you're on the same massage chair but looking up at that big TV screen. And on that TV screen almost looks like a game show presenter. telling you that you, whether you like it or not, are in a challenge. You have 6 months to expend 50,000 calories. And if you're able in the next 6 months to use that 50,000 calories, the prize is the very best version of you. You at your leanest and strongest. You at your most confident. You with your highest levels of self-esteem, personal pride. You sleeping your best, at your healthiest. But you would need in the next 6 months to chip away at 50,000 calories. I want you to imagine on that screen, almost looks like a totalizer. Just imagine different shades of colors starting from 0 all the way up to 50,000. And this game show presenter says, over the next 6 months, if you can get this all the way down to 0, the prize is yours. You could choose not to, but you could choose to. And there are 2 key ways of spending that 50,000 calories. The first is activity. Any activity that you do will eat away at that 50,000 calories. But he also lets you know there is a second way to reduce that calories. Anything that you would normally eat or drink that has no nutritional value, if you choose not to, then whatever the calorie value of that item is will also be deducted from that 50,000 calories. I want you to imagine also next to you on identical massage chairs are other people that are exactly your height and weight, just with different faces. This prize will be for the first one to spend their 50,000 calories. I want you to get a sense that there is a part of you that loves a challenge. There's a part of you that is at your best in a competitive environment. I want you to get a sense that you're already thinking of all the different ways that you could chip away at that 50,000 calories. Every time you choose not to have a slice of bread, that's 100 or so calories that gets deducted. Every time you walk rather than take a car, again deducts more calories. Every time you drink water, which is 0 calories compared to other things, more calories get deducted. But the way you'll win this competition, this challenge, this game show, will be to answer the question, how can you spend the calories and enjoy the process? I want you to imagine all those things that you would like to do. Maybe cycling, running, walking around interesting places. Maybe there's galleries or amazing gardens or buildings that you've wanted to see. And wouldn't it be good if you could eat away at that 50,000 calories and have amazing memories, incredible experiences at exactly the same time? Paddleboarding one day, climbing another, doing some CrossFit on another day, or just choosing not to eat those starchy carbohydrates that only give you a fleeting feeling of pleasure anyway. I want you to imagine you get up out of that massage chair and wander around the gym. But notice the psychology has changed. It isn't about what you should do, what you have to do. It's what you get to do. Every machine, every weight, every contraption in this gym gives you the ability to chip away at that 50,000 calories. I want you to imagine going on the treadmill for half an hour. 300 calories have been spent. Imagine those machines you might not normally go on, perhaps the rowing machine or the ski machine or the elliptical rower. And just get a sense that all of these have the ability to keep chipping away at that 50,000 calories. I want you to think of other hacks that you could tap into. Taking your dog for a walk several times throughout the day. Doing some kind of exercise while listening to a podcast or watching a TV show. I want you to tap into this idea of dovetailing. How could you burn those calories while you're doing something you normally do anyway, thereby not utilizing any more time? When your unconscious mind feels like you've got a strategy of all these things that you could burn away calories, but also be enjoyable for you or efficient for you, just let me know by nodding your head. And then move to the kitchen. Have a look in the fridge and see that there are lots of delicious foods that naturally help your body to burn fat. And as you look at those things like the bread and the rice and the carbohydrates, get a sense that simply by replacing that with something else, again, you're chipping away, eroding that 50,000 calories. Within your imagination, we can speed up time. I want you to imagine day one is just being a little bit more active, going for a couple of walks, drinking more water. Day two, you do a bit more, maybe a workout or a cycle ride. Day three, you do a bit more. Figuring out different ways, tips that you can just be a bit more active day by day. And in your mind's eye, as you do those things, just imagine that totalizer starting to dwindle, starting to go down. Days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months. And notice that you have more energy. What required discipline at the beginning, now you feel like your day is almost empty if you haven't done certain things. You can imagine having conversations with friends that instead of just meeting up for a meal or a drink, you're suggesting something that maybe involve a sport or walking or going to a place where you can be a bit more active. Unlock that creative part of your mind that is constantly looking for ways to chip away at that 50,000 calories. And also consider those 9 other people. Just imagine how you could chip away at that 50,000 calories quicker and more efficiently while having more fun than they. Maybe they have to drag themselves to the gym, whereas you just get to do fun stuff that is just more active. Maybe they need discipline to eat more salad and vegetables, whereas you just enjoy that kind of food anyway. Because of how you prepare it, perhaps in casseroles and using salad as a base instead of bread, you're able to utilize your intelligence and creativity to chip away at that 50,000 calories day by day, week by week, month by month, and then drift forward into the future where there is just 1,000 calories left. And immediately you're thinking, how quickly can I burn 1,000 calories? It's just 2 hours of cardio. Half a day of walking through nature and doing fun and interesting things. And then imagine burning that last calorie so that you've expended that 50,000 calories. Perhaps there's a fanfare. Imagine TV cameras coming out of nowhere like you're on a reality TV show. You're being congratulated that you were the first to spend that 50,000 calories. And then think back to what it required you to spend that 50,000 calories and notice how much of it was enjoyable, how much of the food that you were eating was pleasurable, that by being active gave you all these benefits anyway. You slept better, had more mental clarity. Even those muscle aches felt good, felt like you were making progress, felt like you were becoming leaner and stronger and more confident. Allow your unconscious mind to unlock the desire to be more active, to become lean and strong, not because you have to, not because you should, but because you want to. And when that's fully unlocked, let me know by nodding your head. Imagine returning just in your imagination to that massage chair, getting up, wandering around that gym, having a snack of something healthy from that kitchen, and then finding yourself back in your body, firmly in the present, listening to my voice, but with a new intention. An intention to do what you want to do, to change your psychology, to start thinking that I could eat that food, but I won't. I could choose to just stay at home, but I won't. This isn't about what you have to do, it's what you get to do. And you get to do it in enjoyable and satisfying ways. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, as I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.